Well, the Chief Constable's report is about to be laid to Tynwald, and all the media are having a session with you today. We were sitting down and I was thinking to myself, how many times have we done this? It's going to be the same old, same old. I mean, really it is, isn't it? Most of the things you're going to highlight are the same problems you've incurred year after year.
It's the same old in that this is a very safe place. Crime is very low, third safest year since the 70s in terms of crime levels. The detection rate's high. But it's also the same old in that we still deal with complex vulnerability, and that causes a lot of problems. Crime is only a fifth of what we do. There are issues around road safety. Offending is changing so that we have difficulties with cyber crime and crime using the internet. I talk in my report about one particular case where one man had 1 million child abuse images, so that's 1 million pictures of children being abused, and how challenging that was to deal with. And that's the changing nature of offending. I talk about the difficulties of resourcing and how we've got what we've got, and I don't expect any more because there isn't any more, but we have to do more with less, and we probably have to change how we do some things, and the public will see differences. Last
year, of course, the lowest crime levels ever, which we were discussing. This is a rod for you and back, because it was never going to stay there. It's always going to go one way or the other, and this year it's gone up. So the headline stories are there's more crime or whatever.
But 208 more offences, I think.
But it could be milk on the doorstep, or it could be a burger, right? I mean,
of the 208, something like 105 of them were possession of cannabis.
Well, let's deal with that one. Where is this coming from? You deal... you will actually prosecute or go forward with the minutest amount. Is this a tactic that you're doing to not clog the system up, but to make attention to the fact that you're doing what you're told? Because it is a political decision about this, isn't it? But come on, let's be honest. Why are you prosecuting people with 0.11 of a gram?
I need to put the record straight. Tynwald makes the laws, and if cannabis possession is illegal, the police deal with it. But people who go to court with tiny amounts of drugs are not first-time offenders. So if you're caught with a small amount of drugs, you will be effectively cautioned. If you go along to a drug awareness course and you complete it, you'll be cautioned. So if the second time you're caught with it, we can't caution you again. We don't keep cautioning people. So people who go for small amounts have previously been dealt with for drugs.
Oh, okay.
What I've done with the Attorney General, however, is add another level in. So from this spring, there's a third level. So initially now you'll be cautioned. Second time you'll be sent on the drugs awareness course. And the third time, if you're daft enough to be caught the third time, then you'll go to court. But the issue comes around Tynwald sets policy, and I'm really pleased that Dr. Allenson, for example, is actively encouraging a debate about drugs. And so debates about drugs need to be based on science and fact, not on feelings.
But you're part of that process. You can't tell me you're not in that room having a debate. You have an opinion about it. Do you want to share that opinion or not?
I have opinions, and I'm happy to share them with the Minister for Home Affairs if he asks me, and I'll happily share them with Tynwald members if they ask me. It's wrong for me to say things publicly because I don't set policy. Tynwald could say it's illegal to wear brown shoes. I might not like it, but we'd have to enforce the law.
But the resources you're putting into these, to some people, very low level. I mean, drugs is drugs, and I'm not taking away from that. But you know, you're being dragged from one thing to do that, and when you could be policing other places, you must have a feeling.
Yeah, I don't think we are actually, because the priority for drugs is Class A drugs, stopping Class A drugs from coming in. That's the number one priority. We don't want heroin to come in, and we don't want heroin to come because it kills people and it leads to criminality. We don't want cocaine to take a deeper route on the island, and we certainly don't want some of the horrible drugs, the synthetic things that are now causing problems in the likes of Manchester to come here, albeit we did seize for the first time this year MDMA crystal, which is a very dangerous addictive substance which kills people. So they're the priorities. We'll also deal with large-scale importations of cannabis. So if people are bringing large amounts of cannabis to the island, we will target that.
Yeah, that's not personal possession, right? You're talking about making money out of it.
That is people making money.
And I think people see that as different.
If in the course of routine policing we find people possessing cannabis, we cannot ignore it. And increasingly during the last 12 months, officers will stop cars at night because it might be an R-plate driver going a bit fast, or they've got a noisy exhaust, and they've got cannabis in the car. We can't avoid it, and so that increase in cannabis offending is from low-level stuff like that. That causes a problem that officers then have to deal with.
And you get those headlines
that takes them off the street.
Saying it's cost.
And they're unfortunate headlines, and I understand why they're there, and I understand the motive, if you like, for creating headlines like that. But debates about drugs can't be based on emotion, they have to be based on science, and that's what's needed.
But
now.
you used to do a lot of intelligence work. I mean, that's, let's face it, you don't randomly just stop people and find lots of drugs. Most of it is intelligence, or was intelligence-led. I'm led to believe you've got less resources to spend time on that process. Is that true?
Last year we made our biggest ever single cannabis sheezy, for example. Really big amount of cannabis.
From intelligence?
From intelligence.
So you're okay then?
We, however, also during the year would stop people from motoring offences, for example, and find cannabis on them.
Okay.
That's not intelligence-led, that's simply proactive.
But my question was, are you lacking intelligence now, or money, resources, whatever?
We have to prioritise all the time. So in my report this year, I highlight, for example, for the first time, a model from the Office of National Statistics, which gives a weighting to crime. So as things stand, if you judge the police by crime and you say, well, 2,100 crimes is too many for the island, well, there were 6,000 in the year 2000, but 2,100 this year. The theft of cosmetics from a shop in Strand Street is a crime. A rape is a crime. A murder is a crime.
I said that earlier about some milk being stolen. I mean, the crime is just seen as a number, rather the importance of it.
In the report, you'll see use of the model which shows for the first time a weighting given to crime based on some clever work that's been done in the UK. That says in the Isle of Man the most serious crime is sex offending. So sexual offences, whether they're current or whether they're non-recent, cause the most harm, and that therefore ought to be where I prioritise my resources. So I've got a load of competing priorities. I've got sex offending, which has grown really rapidly. So if you look at my public protection unit, 2 years ago they were conducting 220-something investigations in the course of a year. The year that's just ended, they conducted 770. So the growth in that public protection work is
historical
incredible. Some's historical. So during the year we began 10 non-recent investigations. Now 10 might sound simple, but 10 could take months and months, if not years.
It's all in the headlines at the moment, of course, various different
Yes,
things.
so I have to do that, I have to resource that.
Yeah.
I have to keep the island safe from Class A drugs because we don't want Class A drugs taking root. And then we've got the money val assessment, which says you're not very good at dealing with financial crime. And the government's been very good to me. It's given me extra resourcing to deal specifically with money val and the fallout from money val. But the demands in the financial crime unit are astronomical. They're dealing with multi-jurisdictional, hundreds of millions of pounds of money laundering, and we're dealing with a handful of people. So we'll do our best. And at the same time, the thing that the ordinary man or woman in the street wants is to feel safe in the home at night, to see police officers in the community, and to see that police officers enforcing the laws on the road.
Lots more to talk about, so we'll make this an extended interview. We'll be back with part 2.